Probably should have looked in the cup before I started pouring. Who knows what foul, like mice shit is in here. Hello and welcome to D&D with High School Students Season 4. I am Bill and we are at the table with the Medusas. To my left, you will find Jordan and Jennie, who are playing the characters that you know that they are playing. If you're new to this show, who are you playing?
I'm playing Areia and she's a Goliath war cleric.
I'm Capella and she's an ASMR fighter.
Mm-hmm. And now on the opposite side of the table, or in French, à l'autre côté, we have DJ.
I am Bullstrong, the Goliath barbarian.
And Virginia.
I am Magnus, the wood elf rogue.
And Andria.
I am Amity, the tiefling warlock.
Yes. And you may remember, guys, that we left off in a little bit of a, how shall we say, a split the party sort of situation, where, in fact, a couple of you went running after someone. Now, remind me again, who was that?
Me and Bullstrong went down an alley and we saw a figure apparently on the roof, so we've been attempting to hoist each other upwards.
Yes. And the rest of the party was going where?
We were going after the homeless, not homeless man who cast darkness all of a sudden and kind of got out of town, but it's okay because we found his footprints.
That's right, you found his footprints. And you sent a message, didn't you?
Yes, we told them that we found footprints and that we were going to track him down because he can't be that far, and they said okay.
So just to be clear, you two are climbing a roof to chase one person. The other three have split off from the party to go chase another person. This TPK brought to you by Coke Zero.
It's not a TPK.
Not yet. All right.
Hey.
So let's deal with you. Make one more athletics check. Look at that.
Oh no.
Look at that.
That's sad.
That's not a lot.
I retract my
One.
previous statement. This might be a TPK.
Wait. 8.
8. That's better than a 1.
Wait, 8.
Wait,
You
did
see Bullstrong make it up to the ledge of the second floor, but then he slips and falls. But he doesn't take any damage.
Ow.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to roll a d20. No reason.
Just make it nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Do you have any like rope or something? Maybe that would help us get up there without just falling so much.
Would an explorer's pack have rope?
Yes.
Okay, then I have rope.
Excellent. I don't actually know if it does, but I'm saying yes.
It has rope now.
Pretty sure it does.
Now it does.
All right. Make a rope use check. No, just kidding. That was a thing from 3rd edition. You climb up the building. You get to the top using your rope. And then you climb up the building. You get to the top using his rope. And then you undo the grappling hook and pull your rope up. And now you're on the top of the roof. And you've got a actually pretty good sight line. Most of the buildings are either like, 1, 2, or like in this case, 3 stories. So you've got a pretty good sight line. Both of you, make a perception check.
10.
Excellent.
9.
You see no one on any roofs within your vision. You scan 360 degrees around the whole neighborhood. You don't see anybody on any roofs.
Damn it. Are you sure you went this way?
You're very sure.
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Maybe we could check other alleys, maybe jump down or something.
We're gonna lose our friends.
Do you want to try to catch up with them? I mean, we just got on this roof, and now we're just gonna get off the roof?
Well, I was hoping he was waiting for us up here, and he's not.
Yeah, I think he was kind of trying to do a whole getaway sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not like a brawl on a rooftop sort of thing.
Well, I wanted the brawl on the rooftop, so
As it may be, if there's no one to brawl up here, maybe we can catch up with them and figure out somewhere to brawl down there.
sounds fun.
To instantly get back down the rope.
Okay. I mean, as long as you set the grappling hook and you climb back down. Smash cut. You guys are running, and you're like, I see where these tracks are going, and they're like a rat in a maze. They like go down half a block into an alley, and then to the right, and then back left, and then to the right, and they're just zigzagging through town. Make one more follow-up roll if you have people who have proficiency with investigation. Anybody? Anybody?
Does survival
Anybody?
count if it's tracks,
I
or
do.
would that not count?
I'll let that count.
I have
Okay.
proficiency.
Then I'll let you roll.
'Cause I have
Whoever has the highest of the investigation or survival, you can make one
What's
group
your-
roll with advantage.
Wait, what's your investigation modifier?
Mine is +9.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
right?
like, mine's +6, but
Yeah.
okay.
My
yeah.
perception and
So I will give
investigation.
you advantage because I have good survival.
You're gonna give me
Yeah.
advantage? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's do this. Oh, sick. That's a natural 20.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Not only are you able to follow the
double checking. Yeah,
continuous
same die.
soft-soled footprints of the apparent homeless drunk man, but you notice as it passes through like one of the blocks, he may or may not have like torn some of his fabric, and there's a little piece of like the brown burlap sack kind of pants that he has on the edge of like a wooden cart outside of someone's shop.
Nice.
And you notice that the tracks end there,
Oh.
outside of this small shop.
So I relay this information to you guys, obviously. So that's what's going on.
So there are wooden, like a little wooden, I don't even want to call it a porch. It's more like not mud, but it's like wooden slats, and like it steps right up into this small shop, almost like a half shop. Like, remember how Chimeras used to be a full shop, but now it's a half shop? It's like that small.
Okay.
And you see, like, there's no window because it's, not wealthy, but like there's like an open place for a window with like a curtain, and it looks like this shop sells like dried goods of like a general store sort of fashion. Like you see like dried goods and some shelves. The door is open. It looks like the shop itself is open.
All right.
Do we
team,
think
I
that he
see.
went in there?
I mean,
Probably.
Probably, because I mean, there's a little bit of his burlap clothing outside, so.
Yeah.
You're
and
a good talker. If there's somebody in there we need to talk to, you can do it. Also, you look scary as hell, so I think they'll just let you get what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also could like see if there's like magic things happening in there,
Sure.
just in case.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you head in, and should we stay outside or go in with him?
I think I should follow him because I'm very, very big. Also, I'm kind of intimidating.
All right, well,
so
follow.
I think, yeah.
Okay. You walk in. It's very cramped. There's a not very wide wooden counter, just almost like a long shelf that is supported. And then there are built-in shelves in the wall that have like different sacks of items. You see some like glass jars of dried things. You see like pouches of like pipe tobacco, dried fruit, like herbs hanging on little like hooks from the joists. It's a very like rough kind of little shop. And there's an older woman who's like behind the counter, and she's like weighing out some kinds of like herbs, you think. She sees you and she's like, "Oh, hello. What can I help you with?" She's a human, older. Do you seek some pipeweed or some sorts of, perhaps some dried herbs, or
No, not really.
I've got these wonderful banana chips, and she like points over to a bowl full of like dried banana chips.
Yeah, miss, we're not really here to buy. We're just looking for someone that might have came through here.
What sort of person was it? Were they like you?
No, not really.
Human, dwarf, halfling, elf?
Appeared human for a moment. As we can sense.
Was she young, old?
It's more of a he situation. It was like homeless.
Homeless, older.
Yeah. Anything that you might have seen?
I haven't had anyone coming to beg here.
Do you seem a little or like someone in this shop seemed nervous for like before we came?
No, not that I can remember. It hasn't been very busy in the last few hours.
Insight check.
Please feel free.
She's lying to me. 17.
You feel like there's something in what she said that might not be entirely truthful. But there was quite a line of questions.
Sure.
No one with any brown burlap clothing or anything?
Well, she like looks at her own dress. She's like, quite a few of us commoners wear the more affordable wardrobe.
So how many people with that type of wardrobe would have been in here today?
Many?
We're
She,
talking
like,
somebody who
she
just
like
came
points
in.
out to the street, and you notice like all the like street
Oh.
vendors all wear like, you know, some kind of combination of like linen shirt, brown or green pants, like.
How many people have been in here very recently? We're talking very recently.
Well, there was a relatively wealthier looking young elf who came in. He bought some of my dried cranberries. She pulls out a bowl. They basically look like, you know, little raisins.
How long ago was this?
Not more than maybe a minute or two ago. He paid, and she like gestures over to a wooden box, and she's like, he paid me up front.
Which way did he go? Did you see when he left?
I think he walked out and headed west, and she points.
Are you sure?
No, I mean, he walked out in that direction, but I didn't like go out and look
And there
and
was
see where.
nothing suspicious about him?
Well, he seemed to be in a hurry,
That's what I said.
but
Right.
not panicked or worried. Just he had a coin in his hand and he was ready to buy. He knew exactly what he wanted, and I asked him if he wanted anything else, and he shook his head and walked out.
Okay.
But he wasn't wearing any kind of brown. He was wearing very finely colored purple silk shirt, and
Well,
he had black satin pants.
anyone recently with the burlap that came in?
She shrugs.
And then I like separate the group from like her, like we're done talking with her for now. But we're still in the store and we're just discussing quietly. So
You do have telepathy, by the way. Just
I'm discussing it.
okay.
So do you think we have enough information just in case?
No, we got
All right.
nothing from that. I mean, like, I don't,
All right,
I
I
don't think
got
she
a
can
plan.
help
Wait,
us
I
anymore.
have a question. Just back when we were talking to those guards who sold something to a guy, did they describe him at all? Like, would I remember if they described who the guy was that they sold it to? Because I can't remember if we asked what he looked like or not.
No, we did. They said he had like dark curly hair, like more like finer clothes, but like kind of crazily put together,
Okay.
like exaggerated.
Because I'm just trying to see if I would make any connection between the description and any description we got from
Well, she just said that this person who came in was a young elf.
Okay, never mind then. So,
You didn't ask her about his like appearance though, other
yeah,
than the
yeah,
clothing.
okay.
All right. Continue asking her questions. I'll think of something.
What do I say?
I don't know. Just like
He had long, straight brown hair and blue
Brown?
eyes. He was rather handsome in a, you know how elves are sort of pretty and handsome, like that. Very fine, pointed features.
can I
But not a noble, but perhaps a wealthy merchant.
Mhm.
kind of like give her a telepathic message?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm like, she won't notice this, right? Like, where it's coming from.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm like,
Oh,
cut the
the-
crap. If you know what's best for you, you're gonna tell me. You're gonna tell those people
No.
where it is.
She like looks around and she's like, Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Yeah, what?
I heard a voice.
Must be your old age.
She doesn't seem to like that comment.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you two. You know the general direction of where your friends went. Let's make a survival check to see if you can track your friends through the streets of Poitex Shahar.
17.
Oh, well. Indeed. As your discussion has continued, a few moments later, Capella and Bullstrong stride around the corner. You see them outside of the shop kind of looking for you guys, and then they see you, and you guys see them.
Okay.
Inside of this very small, sort of like general store / apothecary shop.
Okay, the second that I see her, I'm gonna say, just give me one moment, please. And I'm gonna meet her outside and say, okay, we've got a situation. We were tracking this guy, he went into the shop, but the only person that, and we're outside by the way, the only person that this lady said that she's seen is a man who was an elf with long brown hair, dressed kind of gaudily. So, who was in a hurry and then left.
I don't know like a lot about this magic stuff, but I think definitely if you said he came here and you couldn't track him anymore and that's the last person she saw, maybe they have something to do with it. Plus, whatever was happening with like that monk and that guy, it had to be involved with some pretty decent magic. They were using spells, so maybe they had some kind of disguise spell too. I don't, like I said, I'm not really a magic kind of person, but
Okay.
I think we should definitely try to find whoever that was.
Alright, so we'll go back inside and I'll pull you aside and I'll say, okay.
Okay.
So just double check with her, make sure she knows which way he went. And that, okay?
Anyway, or
If,
verbally, like physically verbal.
I don't know, and I'll touch him on the shoulder and I'll give him guidance. Which means you get an
Ooh.
extra D4 to any skill check of your
Well
choice.
played.
And I will say,
Swing, swing.
yeah, so I'll say, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but just get her to tell you everything she knows about what this guy was doing. Okay? And then I'll pat him on the shoulder and,
Okay.
So, she's like, well, would any of you like to purchase anything? Or?
Banana chips, please.
Indeed. Like a small sack or a, she's like, I also have cinnamon toasted almonds and
I'll take that too.
so she grabs like a couple of the smaller sacks and she's like, that would be 3 copper pieces.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then
I'll
I
just
send
give
her-
you a gold.
She's like, what? What? She's like in shock. She's like, wow, sire, I am quite, have the larger sack. And she like gives you like the larger, like, wraps up some freshly toasted ones and she gives you the banana chips.
Oh,
and
well,
she's
thank
like,
you.
thank you. Make a perception check.
Ooh, perception.
You notice when she takes your gold piece, she's like, you know, she lifts up her little wooden box, like her, sets it in there.
I'm blind. That's a 2. That's 20.
Okay. You notice other coins in her, change drawer, basically. Like, imagine like a cigar box, but just wooden. Some copper, some silver and gold. But what you noticed peculiarly was there was one coin that looked different from all the others. It was different.
Huh. Is there any way I could try and sneak a look?
You feel like if you distracted her, you could probably like lean over the counter and sleight of hand that out. But she would need to be distracted because she's like right there. It's a very small shop.
Okay.
Can you distract her?
Oh, don't worry, I got it. Okay, and then is the lady doing something while
No,
after this?
she's like just smiling at you guys, and she's like, "Well, okay then, you can look around."
And then I tap in, and I'm like,
No.
I'm in.
and I'm like, psst, you need to tell them. We know, you know.
She's like looking around again, and she's like, "Did you hear that? You?"
Absolutely not.
No.
She's like, "Someone's playing tricks. I heard a voice again."
Go behind the shop.
She looks around the room at like all of you guys, but like she's like,
There's a grand fortune in the back.
She's like, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm not feeling well. My apologies. I keep hearing strange voices." She like looks suspicious, but she's like,
Are you
"Please."
feeling well?
I
am and I kind of pull out my holy symbol and I say, I am a cleric if you'd like to go somewhere a little more private and have me take a look and see if something's troubling your mind.
I'm sure I'm just tired. I wish to close up my shop now. Please."
I don't see anyone talking in here, but I just saw someone outside. Look out there.
Roll a deception check.
Oh no.
Roll a deception check. The good old-fashioned, "What's that?"
Ooh, that's not bad. I got a 21.
All right, she buys it. She's like, "What? What? Maybe it's whoever's saying my..." All right, you do the like lean and flip up sleight of hand move. All right, go ahead.
Oh, that's not good. That's 10.
All right. She turns to like look outside, and she's like, "Huh." And then you notice like when you go to do the move, she like turns around. She's like, "Hey, stay on that side of my counter."
Oh, I'm sorry. It just looked like you dropped something.
Make another deception check.
God. Oh no.
It's going good.
That's 16.
She like looks at the floor, and she's like, "Huh, no, everything's fine." She's like, I wish to rest now. Please leave my shop. I must close up."
Sounds like Miss Faye.
All right, guys, come on. Something's dicey.
Okay.
Can I do it one more time?
You can, but she's like, she basically goes to grab a broom, and she's like sweeping, and she's like, "Please leave now. Thank you for your business."
Start, like, I'll touch him on the shoulder and we'll start slowly backing out, but
Oh yeah, so please, you have to listen to me. I'm your conscience. It's very dire for you to listen to me.
At this point, she's like literally has the broom, and she's like, "Okay, you guys need to get out now. I have to
we're
close up my
currently
shop."
walking out.
What about Mage Hand? Could I use something from Mage Hand?
You could, but you better do it quick because you're she's like ushering you guys out.
Oh,
So I'm
right.
gonna give you one more move
Wait.
before you're out the door.
As Magnus is doing that, can I try as a cantrip casting thaumaturgy on the opposite side of like where she'll be looking away and just start like rattling stuff around in the shop?
You can.
Okay, so I'll just do that. Like everything just starts kind of shaking a little bit and moving.
She seems like, "Ha ha," and she's like looking around.
And
She's
we're
like, "Do
all,
you
like,
see
not
that? Did you
facing-
hear this?"
I'm not facing that way, and I'm
Well,
just leaving, but I'm casting it behind me so it's rattling stuff.
You do Mage Hand.
Yeah, I do Mage Hand, and so I
Okay.
want to get that coin.
Okay. You could still see it. The Mage Hand lifts the lid open and grabs the coin and goes over to you. You sleight of hand it into your pocket. You guys go out.
Yes.
And she like slams the door and puts a deadbolt over it. And then she closes the wooden shutters and deadbolts those, and you could hear her going like, I must be losing my mind. I need to lay off of those herbs. And then she like goes into you hear her like pitter away towards the back.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
It took so long, but we got it done.
So you guys are standing like out on the street level.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not really a porch because these boards seem to just be like on the ground, so that if it rained, it's not just like a mud pit. But you're basically standing on the front boards.
Okay.
And you examine this, I'm assuming, like, or do you guys go somewhere first and then look at it? What's your?
We should start heading in the direction that she pointed that the guy went.
Could I examine it while we walk?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, then let's do that. I like that.
Okay. First thing you notice is that this is a coin that is not made of silver, it's made of electrum, which is not commonly used. Make a history check.
Ooh, okay. It's 19.
Okay. You also know that the righteous domain of Kabul Kailish, the country that you are currently in, does not mint their coins using electrum. They only use platinum, gold, silver, and copper. As you look at this coin, you, even with your successful history roll, do not recognize this coin as being minted by any of the neighboring countries, such as Malakun, Hootsi, the Parmia, or the Mantirum. Let me take a gaze at your sheet for a moment.
Okay.
So you guys are walking west towards where she kind of indicated that person had left.
Keeping an eye out for people.
You feel like if you had a chance to like really research this, you might be able to uncover what it is, like in a investigative sort of way.
Okay.
But like that's about as far as your general history knowledge would take you.
Okay.
So you guys are walking. There's, a fair amount of people out and still some, street vendors selling stuff. You hear music coming from a nearby tavern. Some people kind of hanging out, having drinks, dancing. But you don't really, you're literally walking through a city. Like,
Right.
you don't see anyone that matches like exactly the description that she provided.
No hints or anything? Nothing like. Well, guys.
You could ask around, you could, I don't know, but just walking down the street, you don't
Yeah.
see anything.
Well, guys.
Ask people.
Game plan.
We should ask around for a little bit, and if we really get nowhere, I think we should go back to our room and have a talk about everything that's happened.
That's fair. You guys like that?
With Vorsu?
If he's still there.
We'll see.
All right. Let's go ask some people.
Okay. You start walking the streets, asking random people if they've seen an elf.
Yes, with long purple robes and long brown hair.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, who had some maybe herbs that he was carrying if he hadn't already put them away.
Is that what he bought?
No, he bought dried cranberries.
Oh, right, cranberries.
Good catch. Good catch.
Okay. I'll have each one of you make a investigation roll. Regardless of whether you have proficiency, I'm going to say that you
Natural
guys
20.
very effectively spread out.
I got
4.
27.
8.
18.
Okay. In your random stop-bys of street vendors and people who are like hanging out on porches and stuff and asking about the description, none of you come across what you think would be a credible thing. Like, some of them are like, yeah, I saw an elf with long brown hair, but he was wearing chainmail. Or, or they'll be like, yeah, there was I saw an elf, but it was like blonde hair, but he had purple robes. Like, nothing quite matches the exact description. And you are those of you who exceedingly succeeded are very certain that there don't seem to be any witnesses to back up who you're looking for, or any sightings of that person.
Right. So, plan B.
Plan B is that we go back and talk about things. Because I don't think us searching the streets is going to do us much good at this point.
He's probably gone by now, which is sad, but
Yeah, then when me and Bullstrong, we got all the way up on that roof in some alley, and the guy just disappeared. I don't know. There has to be something weird going on now.
Maybe we should talk about it in private.
all right. Back to the hotel then.
Okay.
It's
You go back to the inn.
Hotel.
You guys go up to your rooms. You gather around and talk. I'm assuming, like, meet up in one room where you can talk.
Yes, we'll
The
go in the
demon
room
room.
with Vorsu to make sure that he's still good in there.
I like that.
Should you guys buy more oil?
Oh, no.
We got caught
He's
up
gonna
in
be
all this
mad.
mess.
I blame you.
I hope he understands.
When this is done, you guys need a serious talk in care of livestock.
Doesn't really affect me.
So
very much.
you go up to that room.
Okay.
Yes.
Before you open the door, you hear snoring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's still go in and talk anyways, I guess.
Oh, but I'd feel bad about that. Wait,
We can talk quietly.
we should get oil first then.
I'm pretty sure large demon creatures sleep pretty
You'll have time
soundly.
to get oil when he wakes up.
But we don't want to wake him up and then have him be all angry and then him be like,
You
well,
guys
do you
are
at least
standing
have
outside
oil?
in the hallway. Have you gone in or
In
not?
the room.
Yeah.
I'm going in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it.
Why
The
not?
first thing that you notice is that the bunk bed is broken.
Mhm.
It's collapsed.
Oh no.
The second thing you notice is that there is a cask of oil. I'm sorry, there's an empty cask. There's like little drips of oil where there was oil, but it's now gone. But probably the largest thing that you notice, without having to make a perception check, is that your friend is larger.
Like, how large?
You would estimate that he's probably 10 feet long now.
Oh.
His wings are folded over. He's completely passed out and snoring. You also notice that his arms, his general musculature is more defined now. Arms, legs, chest, shoulders, like just rippling with muscle.
Our baby is a man now.
Well,
Oh,
So
yeah,
what
there's
do we-
nothing wrong with bringing along the demon, huh? He can lead us all the way to the mouth of Vorsu, huh? Oh, really, huh? Now how are you going to get this big lump out of here?
we were
All
the
I
one who
know
gave
is-
him a cask. How did he get a cask? Do you think he went out and got it? Do you think someone gave it to him?
There's no way he would go out and get it because he'd be dead then.
There's no room service in here, so I don't know what you think.
All I know is I'm not waking him up.
It's going to eat you.
Of
Well,
course, no.
well, we can chat for a bit and then figure out what to do with him a lot later.
Yeah.
He's a bro. We should
I
keep
have
him with
another
us. for that.
focus to focus on right now.
All right.
We have enough giants in this group.
But he's our demon buddy now.
Mm.
He's our buddy.
Well,
Oops.
let's discuss then
All right.
everything that has been going on So there was a monk in the library, showed up to the bar, was drinking, ran out, never to be seen again. There was a homeless man who's not really a homeless man, who went running, has magic capabilities, walked into a shop and walked out a different man, and nowhere to be found. We've got a bunch of books about the Mantirum that we're going to, about a volcano that doesn't exist, nowhere to be found. Or those giant flying things, nowhere to be found. I'm pretty sure we're just not finding stuff.
Well, the only thing that I can do is that I have this cool Electrum coin. No clue if that has to do with anything.
I've never seen that before.
Exactly. So I can go and research that, which is something I can do. Does it have anything to do with anything? Not sure. But I have it, so
No,
figured I'd
maybe
mention it.
it'll.
Can we take a look at it?
Yeah, sure. Here you go. Take a quick look.
We should all try to
I don't know, maybe because it was what presumably this guy had on him, right?
Probably because it was in her little like cash box thing,
Okay.
which is thank you for trying to cause the distraction. You tried.
And I gotta do what I gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. So, but hey, we got it. Teamwork.
Yeah, well, it's just striking me as weird that we're suddenly seeing a bunch of things that don't belong here anymore.
Yeah.
We're reading about volcanoes. We're being told by a demon that's currently sleeping on the floor that it's a volcano. And every book we've looked into, there's no volcano and there never has been. And now we're seeing coins that I've never seen before, ever.
Something's fishy. Just don't know what.
Something's out of place here, and I don't know what.
Especially this big meat sack we're just staring at.
He's a
I
bro.
thought you liked him.
Well,
You
no,
don't
he's
like him now that he's bigger?
I don't know, he's just like new, a different person. I can't understand it.
You haven't even talked to him yet. Can't judge a book by its cover. He's just a big boy now. It's fine.
Can you judge a demon by the size of it?
He briefly like stirs and then rolls over
Ah.
and goes
Well.
back to sleep.
So what are we doing? I'm not sure what leads we're following anymore.
I want to go research the coin. I don't know about you guys because we don't really have anything else. And maybe
Our
this
one
has to do with
goal
something.
that we've been given by Trixie is to go find the Mantirum and find this orb thing.
But we also need to recover the one that we had previously.
That's what I mean, is the one that was taken from us. We need to find it again, and we know where it should be at,
And then
In a
after
different-
we have to recover more.
a separate place.
And we have to worry about that big monster Magnus supposedly saw.
That was a thing.
If we ever travel outside
Did you
this
just say
town.
supposedly?
I mean, we didn't see it. You just did.
So you. I'm not gonna pick a fight.
I'm sure
So-
you guys love monsters. You're the one who decided to grow one.
Aw, he's just a cute old demon boy. No need to be mad about it.
Yeah,
He's-
Capella, just a sweet demon boy.
Hey,
How much
he's our
time
little buddy.
have you spent outside of your cozy little villages? Do you understand what kind of things there are out there?
Of course I do.
Creatures out there, they start this small and then when they get bigger they'll bite your head off. How do you know that thing isn't gonna just turn on you? When we first had it, of course it was all bound and locked up in something, but how do you know it's not gonna just eat you in your sleep? You don't know, it's a creature. It has no sense of morals like you or I.
I mean, we're talking
Maybe
to
he
it, we struck up
does.
a deal with it, which means that it's not, they were smart enough when they got it to all leave, which means that they at least have some kind of, I'm not saying they're good, but they have some sense of what they're after and what they're capable of. It's followed us here. I'm pretty sure it knows maybe that it can't get out of here without some kind of help. Because even if the 5 of us in this room cannot take it down, which we might be able to, just saying we're all pretty strong, even if we can't, the abundance of guards might be able to. So,
And
but
it gave
that's
us-
not our concern right now. Our concern right now is we've got a bunch of leads that all seem to be time-based, following people, and we don't know which one to follow.
Every time we go to follow someone, they just disappear.
So let's wait until they come to us again. Perhaps.
I don't think we can wait, right?
Well, not
I mean,
wait. We could
they're-
do something in the meantime, but
Well, every time that we've had someone come to us or something, it's related to whatever we're trying to find. The first time they took the orb, the tear. The second time, it was when we were talking about it. When we were talking about our information, it seems like whatever that monk was, maybe he wanted to know what we're doing or where it is. Because these are pretty important. I don't know if you guys know or not, but these are the kind of things that like hold great power, like God level power.
I mean, I assumed so. Not sure of the full extent, but I assumed that they're pretty important.
So there's probably people in this big of a city that are around every corner trying to get information, get stuff from us, because not every commoner knows about them, or if they do, they probably wouldn't think much of it. But still, you know, we have to be a lot more careful with how we're handling this. You know, it's no kiddie business. It's real dangerous work.
So, game plan. I say I go research the coin. I don't know if anyone wants to come with or if anyone has anything else to do. But that's the only thing I got.
I mean, that seems like a solid lead if we can. Right now, I think that's the best lead we've got is we know who walked into that shop and we know what it looked like, who walked out of that shop, and we know something's going on there. It might connect back to something, so I think that's the only thing, that coin is the only thing that we have right now that's not something that is currently fled from us and we cannot find anymore.
I'd be a little afraid if the coin fled, but
That would
All
be
right.
weird.
so that's the game plan for now. All right, let's go do some research.
And not buy any more oil because I think he's had enough.
Well,
for
I
one
mean,
day.
we should
I
get
mean,
some just in case.
let's at least ask him if
Just
he's feeling
because-
all right, you know.
Yeah,
Why
we
would you do that?
We
Yeah,
don't
do you
want him
wanna
to be.
Do you want to talk to him before we go?
Okay,
It's up
I'll
to
do
you.
it.
All right.
I have to. You know, it's been a while.
Okay.
A lot of crazy stuff happened, so.
All right. I'll smack you on the back again and just recast guidance for you.
All right, thank you. Wakey, wakey. I said wakey, wakey.
He like looks around and sees you all, and at first he like pulls back, and then he like looks to you.
Hey, how are you been since last time?
Sleeping.
Anything else? Something physically noticeable?
He like looks down at himself. He's like bigger.
How is that possible? If you could just like explain it. Are you stronger? Do you feel stronger?
Stronger.
Stronger than
He pops his wings out, and they're like you guys are like, ooh, you have to like move out of the way,
Are you good?
and he's like,
we're good.
Okay.
and he curls them back in.
He's just showing off, so.
Ask him about it, and I start tapping the oil drum that's probably like at my feet
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So, are you strong enough to not have as much oil, maybe?
For now.
All right, that's good, that's good.
Where'd he get the oil?
What was it?
Where'd he get the oil?
So how did you get the oil? Random question, of course.
Window.
Window? What do you mean window?
He like kind of walks over to the window.
Where's
and
he going?
He points down. And you see like there's like street vendors that have stuff,
Okay.
and then he mentally, telepathically tells you like,
How?
same way we talk now. I just think about it and it comes up. He looks around and then you see he just like looks over at some of the rubble from the broken bunk bed, and it starts to like float up, like one of the posts.
Hello?
floats up in the air.
Excuse me.
It's
What is he
okay.
doing?
He's just playing right now. It's fine. It's totally fine.
And then he just like lets it
No.
drop. Can do this thing.
Well, you're in the middle of a highly secured town, so I don't think you want to do that as much, just in case you want to get caught.
Was hungry.
Ah, that's right. Well, I don't know. We'll try to.
When we go from this town,
That's a good question. I'll be right back.
How far does that work from?
What?
Like his little.
I'm guessing if it's like in his view and he can like see it clearly, he could pick it up and do stuff.
I mean, that'd be
If he
pretty
wants
cool
it.
if he could find stuff for us.
I would.
That'd be pretty cash money.
But we're in a
I don't know.
town,
you
so.
speaking about me, you hear a voice in your head, Magnus.
Oh my god. Wait, I can't talk back though.
Wait, did he speak to you?
You think that?
Oh, yeah.
And he's
What
like,
is it, Magnus?
Yes.
I can't. That's wild. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. I am talking about. I didn't know that we could communicate. I was just asking. So this new ability of yours, when did this happen?
In dreams, while sleeping and growing.
What is it, Magnus?
I wish we could do that. Oh, so I guess he learned this in dreams while he was sleeping and growing. So, how far can you do that from? Like, get things.
Don't know.
Do you want to try something?
He like crawls up by the window ledge and kind of peeks out. And he's like looking around. And you notice he like looks over at a rooftop of a 2-story building across the street, which you would figure is probably like 60 feet away. And you see him look, and you see a brick, like a piece of the chimney that like fell off, and he kind of like, you see it float up in the air, and then you see it drops.
Wow.
And he
All right,
looks
that's pretty
around,
far.
Okay.
and then you see him stop looking, and he looks kind of off in a different direction. Make a perception check.
Okay. That's 29.
Yeah. You see another similar thing, like just some random rock or something on a roof that's like on the next block,
Oh.
which you figure is like maybe 120 feet away.
See, Capella? Now you can talk to him.
And
I don't
then,
have to do all the work.
since you made a 29, you're looking at that rock and you notice he shifts his head, and you're like, why is he looking back at the house where he first lifted the brick from the chimney?
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize that there's nothing moving on there. But 4 buildings past that, like, you see something lift up on a roof and float and start floating over the air towards you guys, which you figure is maybe 300 feet away. And after a few moments, this rock floats through the air and comes in the window. And he looks and he's like, that far.
Wow. Well, thank you for showing us that. That's pretty neat.
Is he even gonna fit through the door anymore?
What are you? He looks at you. So you're like, Mimo kaka, blah 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 blah, and he like looks at you and he's like, what are you asking? And you hear his voice in your head.
Like, I didn't want to think the same thing. Like, how are you gonna get out of here?
He looks around and he goes, And he like looks up at the ceiling.
Okay.
I mean, he could always break something, but then like put it back, right? He can do that.
I don't know. It might be obvious, but
Plus,
I think
I'm
the question we have to ask is he still gonna help us? Do you think?
he's not really a
I think-
prisoner anymore.
He's our buddy.
Are you sure about that?
He's
He
kinda-
is in the
Are you
Yeah.
our
one of
buddy?
the biggest cities in the continent.
What is this?
Our friend.
What is that?
Someone that we like that's close to us.
And he looks around and he's like, yes.
I like you too. Guys, we got it, buddy.
I know this is nice and all, but the second he lifts up through the ceiling, the guards of this town will load him with arrows.
We gotta protect him.
We should
He's our
warn
buddy.
him.
Okay.
Magnus.
Yeah.
Well, since we're buddies.
We're buddies.
Whatever.
But is he still gonna
Okay. So
help
yeah.
us get where we need to go and do what we need to do without? Is he willing to cooperate with us?
Oh, he said we're buddies, so I think so.
Does that mean yes in your mind?
Yeah, that means yes. I think so. So we need to figure out a way to get you out without getting hurt. Because if you leave, they probably will try and hurt you, and we don't want that. So we need to figure out when we leave this inn a good way for you to
He goes,
escape.
leave at nighttime.
Actually, that's a good
He
idea.
points up at the ceiling. And then he points to the broken bunk bed. He's like,
Make sure you leave an extra tip for that innkeeper.
Oh yeah,
But we have stuff to do, right? Before.
Yeah, we have stuff to
Start
do
talking
before
about
then.
getting out of here.
So we have a little bit of time. But
Not that much time. You don't know how bigger he's gonna get.
do you know how much bigger you get? That's fair.
Well, right now we need to find out stuff because I think we've just come to the city and found more questions than answers.
That-
And by that I mean 0 answers.
we have
Lots
a
of
friend.
questions.
So well, I mean, it seems like you might stay here for the time being while we go to back to the library or something like that.
All right, let's go research. We have to go do some research, but we'll be back, okay? Is that okay with you?
what is that?
Oh, we have to go find some information.
He like crawls over to his rubble heap and goes back to sleep.
All right, research away.
Okay. Well, you should take the lead on this then.
Okay. Can we go to the little library place around here?
You could try, yes.
Uh-oh. well,
Oh,
I'm
what
gonna...
time is it? Time of day.
It's evening, like probably like 7 or 8.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get there anyways. We'll see.
Don't grow while we're gone.
I think he's asleep. He's not.
He reads minds.
Actually, that's fair. Never mind.
Yeah, while he's sleeping, can I acknowledge I am very frightened. I am very it's been a day and he's drank a lot of oil and he's managed to gain like telepathy and also reading minds.
But he had that before.
But he's our best buddy now.
No, he had that before.
But I'm assuming it talked back to you, yes?
Of course.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, he couldn't.
But it can talk to more people now.
Yeah, he didn't have that before.
Yeah, I know that, but he was talking in your head before, so it's not completely out of nowhere. The moving stuff, maybe, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Well,
was.
listen
That's
to
pretty
this,
cool.
right? I definitely think if you want to go to the library to check out your little coin there, we should definitely look up our buddy Vorsu and see if there's any information on those things, you
And
know?
they might have, bestiaries or creature stuff.
Yeah, like
At least how big they get.
who knows what else he could like require through his sleep.
Because if we go back to that tavern and the whole thing's some rubble, that's on you.
That's on all of us actually.
I think we all blame you.
That's unfair. That's uncalled for actually. Okay.
Regardless, like,
It's whatever.
Like when a child gets their first little pet and they're like, oh yeah, can I keep it? I'll walk it and I'll feed it. And the next thing you know, it's 4 stories tall.
That's different. I'm an adult.
So as you guys are walking to the library talking about this, you know that this is just the smaller library that's in the old quarter. It's not like the huge like temple libraries. So just to be clear. But you go and you see that there are some studious looking people and some people just kind of reading, and they have magical, light cantrips that have been cast on a few different like small objects around the area, so it's decently lit. So what are you specifically, are you trying to like decipher the symbol and stuff on the coin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to look up Electrum coins and where they would be from.
Make an investigation check.
Can we aid her?
Yeah.
I can cast guidance.
I
on
guess
if
you
you'd
could.
like. So that means you get an extra D4 to your roll.
Okay.
If it's a skill check.
This is investigation. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Never mind.
I
you don't
swear
have to
it
do
Now roll
is.
the
It
D4.
actually is.
Yeah,
Like,
now roll the D4.
so that's a natural 20, and then that's investigation. That's 29.
Plus
So at minimum, with the guidance, you got a 30. So you spend, I don't know, let's say an hour poring over books, and you discover that, in fact, this is not a minted Electrum coin. This is, in short, what you discover.
It's an unminted coin.
That's fancy.
Spear.
Wait, but well, that gives us a hint.
Now, you know where you might be able to find out more information about that specific sort of thing, but it ain't in a library.
All right.
But you also know that you going to try to find that sort of contact with these people probably isn't going to get you very far.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
But this is the right time of evening for that sort of social interaction, you feel. Like you feel like you've walked around this quarter long enough to like spot the right kind of people that you can go talk to about that.
All right. Then I guess it's time to go do that, huh? Okay, guys. I got
How much you tell them is up to you.
Learn anything?
I got what I needed. Let's go talk to some people.
people.
Who are we talking
Yeah.
to?
What did you need?
Well, I wanted to find out what the coin was about.
To
So,
do- And?
so it's an Electrum coin, and it's a token used by thieves guilds. So I'm gonna
Oh, so it's like a thing, you know, right?
yeah.
Mm.
So it's a
So
thing.
you have connections?
Yeah, sort of.
Yes?
So
Okay.
No, by the
well,
way, was anybody else, while you guys were in the library for an hour, were any of you guys investigating anything else?
Did we
I
want to look
wanted-
up the
yeah.
creature?
Vorsu.
Yeah, worse.
Okay, so let's make an Arcana check. One for the party, but I will give you advantage because you were using
Go.
the
Should I cast-
resources
Should I
available.
cast guidance on you just because it's a cantrip? Yes, I
Uh,
should.
You guys are
Sure.
like
Yeah.
study grouping it, you know,
Yeah,
you're
study
getting
grouping.
books out, so you get advantage.
19.
You get advantage.
Roll
so try
again, just
Oh,
anyway.
again.
Ooh,
20 then.
plus D4 because I gave you guidance.
So I roll this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And add it to the roll.
1. So it's like,
Interestingly, you find out some Arcana-related knowledge. First of all, you were not quite sure if you could categorize these strictly as demons, although in the research that you were able to uncover, they are often misconstrued as demons. And they do have certain features that are often considered to be of a demonic bent. However, you also uncover that these are not native to this continent.
Like the whole continent in general.
Yes. And due to the successful collaborative nature of your research, you feel like a larger question has arisen from your research, which is whether or not they are native to the entire planet. They might be from somewhere else. But there are no answers to that questions. That, at least that you were able to uncover with this amount of time and the resources at this library.
Well, we've got the question, and
Yeah.
we have the person who would know the answer.
I will say also, because of the magnitude of your success, that you do get the impression that there is a direct correlation between the age of each of these creatures and its size/abilities.
Okay, so it's not the oil that's doing
From a
it's just
like arcana perspective, it would seem that they magically mature very quickly. They reach like maturity in a very short amount of time relative to other natural creatures, let's say. But then after they reach the first level of adulthood, the maturing process slows down.
okay. So it's just how long it's alive that's making it do this, not the amount of oil that we're giving it.
So does that mean it can get as big as those other ones?
Weren't the other ones we saw the same size as it originally was? Or did
Yeah,
we
it
see
is
new-
now the size
Yeah.
of the largest ones that you fought.
Yeah.
However, you did see something much larger a while back.
Oh God, is that one of them? Wait, do you guys share this with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
Yeah,
imagine
you're all
after
in the
you-
library.
Yeah.
So like while
Oh,
you're
I-
looking up stuff and
Yeah.
like minting and coins used by different nations and like you know, you're kind of on that trail, but like it's like a study group. Like you're at like a table and there's books and people are like blah blah blah.
Yeah, so we're not hiding anything from you.
Okay,
we'll just tell
cool.
you straight up.
I'm
Um,
working
So-
hard on those puzzles that are like shaped like animals, and you just take it out and then put it back in.
Yeah, that actually keeps you very entertained for like over an hour. So you guys are actually kind of coming to all these conclusions, and the librarian is like, the library will be closing in 15 minutes. And like walks around and tells other people like, and there's like assistant, you know, there's like shelvers who are like tidying things up. There's like a teenage shelver who's like obviously mad that you guys have pulled out like 30 books and like it's just shaking his head.
My
He's like,
bad.
are you done with those? Like,
Okay, so we've got a couple more answers than when we walked in here. We know that that coin's not from around here. We know that this creature's not from around here. And we know that that creature might turn into the thing that you think you saw.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid about that. So
Oh, wasn't he your buddy 5 minutes ago? What happened
no,
to that?
no. I mean, I like our little demon buddy. He's cool, but the big guy that we saw or that I saw, I don't know
That
if
you
he's cool.
saw.
Hey now. I saw
I
him.
mean, you haven't lied to
I'm
us
not a
yet.
nutcase. I know what's going on.
Wait, can I roll an insight check just to quell everyone's fears on whether Magnus actually saw something that he
yes,
believed?
that's a good idea.
You little 10. No, I believe
You believe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you haven't lied to us before, so I think. But that means that we should probably get out of here as soon as possible because I don't know about you, but I do not feel comfortable putting a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah.
If we're out in the open with this thing, then that's our problem, but leaving it with a bunch of innocent people is not what I do. So,
I want to go to where this coin's from,
where is it from?
Antirum. So
Okay, but you said you have connections here that you can talk to about this coin?
probably.
Are we heading
Is that-
towards the Mantirum after?
Yes, but is that something that
Yeah,
you need
I-
our help with, or is that something that you need to do by
Yeah.
I
yourself?
would keep that on the down low. I'll probably just
In
do
the
that.
parlance of our times, I would keep that on the DL.
Do you want at least one other person to go with you? Because I feel like the last time that we kind of went off was a little bit dangerous.
That's fair.
I feel comfortable with at least one.
Can you
person.
smell that, audience? That is the smell of fear. It quenches my soul. All right, go ahead.
So-
Unmeta moment.
That's probably not a bad idea, but I mean,
I mean, if you need to do the dealings that you're doing by yourself, then
You're
that's
bringing Slick over there.
understandable, but
oh, I probably should bring you because like I don't want to bring someone and have them get like scared and not trust me, but
Or you could bring Big Boy.
or you
I'm
could-
sure you could crush
Yeah,
a
you
few
should do
skulls if
that.
need be.
but
Or
you're
you
also
could-
pretty scary looking.
you
Okay,
could also
and-
bring
but he's
in
bigger.
people.
Like no offense, but
I mean, it's up to you.
But he's bigger.
I feel like you have people who trust you.
who wants to go more?
I mean, I'm just as
Not
big.
me.
Maybe I'm a
So-
little bit smaller, but
It's a party. Who wants to go?
I can go with you.
I
if
think
you really
Bullstrong
want.
wants to go.
Yes, you could bring him with you.
Everyone
Anyone
else
of you
seems like they
three?
don't want to go.
I'm
No.
cool with going with you if you need somebody.
If you're cool
'cause
with going.
I'd feel
I'm cool
safer
with-
if you weren't by yourself.
I mean, that's probably not a bad idea.
But
So let's-
also, you might freak people. You have to probably wear something else because the whole cleric-y goodness thing doesn't usually sit well with.
If I
the-
had my holy symbol,
I
I just
feel
kind
like-
of look like a regular person in big chainmail. Unless I start pulling out some of my divine tricks.
Well, you look scary, so
I have like to talk to Vorsu, I think.
What is he, your boyfriend?
No.
I mean,
Now I know why you wanted to bring him.
there is some validity in wanting
We wanted
him
to bring
stay
him.
with the demon who probably listens to you more than any of the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, I got the most connection. You just met him, like,
I don't know, it's up to you. You're the one who's
Earlier.
leading this charge into your territory, so.
what about you?
But what about me?
It sounds like you want to come with.
I will go with.
All right, so
That's
the
the
rest of us
spirit.
will.
Got it.
Yes. And you have. Doesn't Magnus have the tattoo as well?
Mhm.
All right, so. You
No.
guys- No?
No, they haven't gotten inked yet.
He does.
Yeah, doesn't one of them have it
He
and the other
does.
two don't?
We checked it, and he,
Right, he
Yeah.
does, because I
First
checked his
episode.
arm.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
but they don't. So
do you have
you'll be
any,
fine.
do you know anything that would be able to get a hold of us?
Wait, what?
Do you know anything? You seem kind of like a crafty person. Do you have anything that might be able to help us get a hold of you, or you get a hold of us? The way that those tattoos can send messages and the way that I can send them?
Oh crap! That's a good point.
If I
Also,
put
we
my
have
hands
message.
around my mouth, I make my mouth into a horn, and then I can be extra loud.
Pretty good spell.
Does it work underground though?
If I try hard enough.
Got
So
you
there's
there.
that.
Yeah?
Or maybe I should just bring someone with.
This is also feasible.
It sounds like you're back in.
I never asked to.
Too bad. Let's go.
Fine.
All right, let's go talk to some people.
Cool, we'll stay back in the room. Keep an eye on stuff while you're gone. If you need us, do you know how far you're going to talk to these people?
But I.
'Cause if
You could stay in the old quarter. Like, you've seen enough roguish types that you don't have to go far.
Well, if you're going, if you end up finding that you have to go a little bit farther, you know how to contact me. Let us know where you're going, and we can always
Yeah.
follow you.
All right.
We'll go back to
Because of your exceedingly massive investigation, you don't need to make a roll. You find basically on every other block, let's say, someone who looks like they are part of a gang. You know that there are many loose coalitions of gangs, from like small like neighborhood gangs that have like a 2-block turf to like larger gangs that kind of work a whole district. But there's not one unifying like thieves guild. The closest thing to that would be the Red Star, which is basically the heads of gangs are basically part of a larger organization. And the Red Star, those who are part of that are marked with a tattoo of a red star.
Awesome.
So that's it. It's kind of an affiliation more than an actual organization.
Okay.
Like there's a code to it, which you know all this as a rogue, but there's like street level people who could get you street level info, but like people who you'd want to get more powerful favors from or more powerful info, you'd probably want to have that kind of rank. So you find like a relatively common like street urchin kid, and he's like, what do you need? We got a lot of different things: information, favors, weapons, drugs.
All right, so I mean, thank you for the offer. I think I'm good for now. But so I'm looking at this Electrum coin.
So first off, he's like doing a little bit of the thieves' cant. So he's thrown in a lot of like slang and like weird little hand movements that kind of make it so that he could just sit on the corner and like talk to you like you're not having a real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make a reference to the Electrum coin, but I need to know if you show it to anyone.
No.
Okay. So do you say Electrum coin, and he's like, Electrum, okay, well, so you want to buy something? I don't get it. What?
Do you know where they might be from? Because I found them in the area and I know they're not.
He's like, no. I mean, if you want to talk to like a captain or something.
Could I do insight?
Yeah, you figure that he's talking to like somebody who's affiliated, like a Red Star.
Yeah, could you talk to captain or something?
Yeah, give me a silver piece, and I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Sure.
All right, he takes the silver, he runs down an alley. About 10 minutes later, he comes back. He's like, okay, listen, you're gonna go down to, there's an old abandoned textile shop about 3 blocks down. And you're gonna go there, knock on the door 4 times, and ask for Lamond.
Lamond?
Lamond will be there.
All right. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He does like a wink and a handshake where he like tickles the palm of your hands with these 2 fingers, which you figure is like his local gang's like flavor. So you basically follow the directions and you kind of get towards, it's not a sketchy part of the old quarter, but it's like not as busy. Like there aren't like street vendors out or people like out. It looks more like buildings where people can stay. There's like a warehouse on the block, and you see this older shop that's kind of boarded up. The door still seems to be intact though. So you go over there, do the knock, you wait a few moments, and you hear a voice behind the door, and it's like, who is it?
It's Magnus. Is this Lamond?
Hold on. You hear like a sliding of wood, and then the door creaks open a little bit. And you see like a human, but he's like kind of shorter, and he like looks at you and he's like, come on in.
All right, thank you.
You notice he's got like this little like front room set up almost, like he brought in, like he's squatting in the building, but he like brought in some chairs that don't match and like a table, and you see like a bedroll in the corner. He's like, so what are you looking for?
So I found this Electrum coin, and I know that it's not native to the area. I'm trying to find out where it's from.
Just let me see it.
Right, here
When
you
he
go.
reaches out, you notice, he reaches with his left hand, and you notice on his forearm is like a tattoo of a red star.
Okay.
And he looks at it, and he flips it around. He's like, where'd you get this?
I found this in, it was an old woman shopkeeper.
Somebody paid you with this?
Someone paid someone else with this. I saw it and I'm looking for an individual who we think paid.
Hold up. Someone paid someone else with it. How did you get it?
Took it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh no, what's ooh?
He like grabs a rag and he takes the coin with a rag and he begins like wiping the coin down with a rag while he's trying to not touch it by holding it with another rag.
Oh no.
And then he goes, that's a token.
A token?
Yeah. You might want to like get that as far away from yourself as you can.
Why?
Because they could find out where you are with that if they want to.
Who's they?
You know how some of us in our profession, we sometimes learn a little bit of magic to
Yeah.
help us out?
Mhm.
Yeah. So in the Mantirum, some of them learn magic first, and then they learn a little bit about what we do. Yeah. So imagine if you were an assassin, and instead of having to work your way into a building, you could just teleport there and then kill someone and teleport out. That's how they roll in the Mantirum. So that is a token. Those are only used for two things: to buy a life or to take a life.
To buy a life or take a life?
Mm-hmm.
So I found this in an old lady, like, shopkeeper's drawer. So they wanted to take her life, or so how does this?
No, I don't know why an old lady shopkeeper would have that coin, unless she was given sanctuary. Maybe whoever gave that to her bought his life.
Huh. So by having it, I'm in danger.
I mean, if you weren't part of the deal, why would you have it? And if they wanted to find that coin, then they'd find you with it.
And so so the person who had this coin is from Mantirum.
Well, maybe.
Is there anywhere else where you could find these?
It's not who has the coin. It's a token. If a person gets a token, they can use it to either have a life taken or to buy a life.
Okay.
But those aren't cheap.
So how
A
do you?
life costs a lot of money.
I could imagine. So how do you acquire one of these?
You have to know the right people. Sometimes it costs a lot of money, sometimes it costs a favor. Depends on what they want for it. Every contract's different.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your information. Okay. So, can you send them a message?
Okay. Based on what?
Based on what? we found out some stuff and we'd like to go have a little chat.
It was all mostly code, so I wouldn't. I felt like a different vibe from him. I don't know. I guess it's a thieves thing, so I don't know.
What, like?
It's
that-
like scummy. I don't like it.
Did you just call scummy? That's not nice.
So you're outside leaving this area?
Yes.
And heading back to where they are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't call me
You get back.
scummy.
So it's getting later in the evening. By the time you finished up all the library stuff and your investigation, what were you guys doing during that investigation? Did you go back to the inn, or did you? You did. Okay.
Yeah, right. We're just
So you get
sitting
back
in
to
the
the
room
inn. You go back to the room.
waiting.
About an hour later, Amity and Magnus get back, and
So, I'm not sure if I should have this or not.
Why?
So, I went to a guy who brought me to another guy, and so it's a token, and so it is from, he said, like, Mantirum.
Okay, so that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should probably go to Mantirum. So he said that they're like rogues or like assassins that would learn, you know, like sometimes, like I'm an arcane trickster, so sometimes rogues learn magic. But he said some people learn like magic like first, so that like an assassin could like teleport somewhere and kill someone, teleport out, and yeah.
So we're gonna get killed by holding that thing?
So that's a good question. I hope not. So apparently, they can see us.
Who's they?
What?
So I think they are those Mantirum sorcerer dudes that I just mentioned. So they can see us, and I guess this coin's a token that is used to buy or take a life. And he seemed very confused as to why I have it, because I didn't have anything to do with any deal, but apparently it's like a sort of deal, and these tokens are very hard to get. And you have to know the right people. Sometimes they're a lot of money. So I have it.
So does that mean that the guy who gave it to that lady was trying to kill her?
See, I'm a little bit confused about that.
Sounds like that old lady was really full of some herbs when she's talking about how nobody would spend that on a sack of dried cranberries.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait. What's the buy life part?
What?
I understand take a life is killing somebody. What does buy life mean?
Buy a life. Buy a life. That's what I got.
Does that mean that
I asked him, I was like, how would she
Maybe-
get this? And I'm pretty sure he said, like, oh, I don't know why she'd have it in, like, her little shopkeeper drawer thing, but
could it be that the person that we thought walked in and then walked out never walked out? There was a separate person who walked in and walked out, which means that she was lying to us.
Or this guy went to hide there, and maybe buying a life is protecting him. And that's why she got the coin. Either way, if she was really trying to be so honest with us, wouldn't she have mentioned, oh yeah, I got this strange thing? Because she's a merchant, she deals with money all the time, so she knows fully that Electromart isn't common, but she wouldn't question it or wonder, so wouldn't she have to know?
Maybe that means that we have to go have a conversation with her again.
oh, I wouldn't do that. She's just an
Maybe
old
with
lady.
force. It
No,
could be
no.
Going
helpful.
from a rogue assassin from the Mantirum.
So maybe she.
So maybe
that's a fair
she's not
point.
an old lady.
Maybe she's a little shady, but
Yeah, so if she's got nothing to hide, then she'll have no reason to be scared when we go talk to her.
There's a knock on your door.
oh
Nice.
no. Can anyone
Lovely.
who wants to look?
Have Big Boy get it.
Yeah.
Wait, are we just
We
opening
gotta cover up.
No,
Guys,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
we
no,
should-
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
have
no,
to
no.
cover up
Wait.
Demon Buddy.
Somebody get a sheet.
1 second.
That's what I was about to do.
1 second, we're all naked in here.
Occupy.
I am
very
naked.
All right.
Let's get a sheet. Cover up Demon Bro.
Hurry up.
Lady Capella, Priestess Areia, I have a message from Captain Aki. Is this your room?
Yes, I will go because I'm so big, and I will just crack open the door so like my whole body's in the view of the door, and I just say yes.
You kind of recognize like he's one of the human squires for the Jangchalar.
Okay,
He's wearing like the average armor.
sure.
And he's like, I'm so sorry to interrupt you this evening. It's so late, but I have a missive from Captain Aki. Your presence has been requested.
Okay.
The council wishes to hear more about the attack that happened to us on the road.
Of course. Is this right now, or is this
No,
later?
no, my lady, I apologize, but I was asked to bring you the missive. It is for tomorrow in the morning,
Okay.
the late morning.
All right.
I'm sorry I had trouble finding where you were staying. I've been all over the city.
No,
Oh, I'm
it's all
sorry.
right. Thank you for letting us know. We'll make
Good
sure
evening.
our
My
presence-
apologies. And he borrows, like, as he's walking backwards.
I slammed the
So
door
you see
behind
that
me.
this scroll is in fact wax sealed with the same seal that you know to be that of the Mukadas Changchalar.
Okay, so I'll turn around and say, our presence has been requested tomorrow morning.
Do you
For the
open it?
Attack. Should I?
Yeah.
Open it? All right,
Yeah.
I'll open it.
Roll a deck save. Just kidding. Trickery. You open it up, and it basically is a missive that, like, politely but also firmly demands that you that you show up to the Citadel District and present this missive for entrance into the Citadel District for a meeting with the council. And it is signed Captain Aki.
Okay, well,
Are-
I just have to tell them all about the fake knights. So now we've got another thing to deal with on top of all of this.
Yeah, I love screwing around with nobles when we have, you know, life-threatening things on our hand, which, by the way, it brings up a good point. What did you say about they can, like, watch us? What does that
Did you
mean?
have that in here? I really don't think so.
Well, so if the guy that had it, that paid with it, that we're trying to find, I mean, if he can see us,
Wait, where do you have the coin right now? Where do you have it right now? Are you just holding it?
it's on my person.
What do you mean on your person?
Is that, like, in your pocket right now? After we just told you they can find you and then you shouldn't have it?
Yep. Yes, it is.
So maybe I should get rid of this maybe.
Here,
Really?
have wake up your buddy and have
Oh.
him just huck it.
Wait.
Ooh, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, he can.
could mage
Because you
hand
could
it
get it back.
very far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Tell him to put it on the farthest roof he can reach, and then we'll get it in the morning.
Alright, can you poke him?
No, since Capella made that joke, I don't think I feel the most strength in me.
He rolls over and opens his eyes.
Hi.
He connects with you, and he's like, "What is it?
Could you maybe do us a favor, please?
What is that?"
So I have this thing, and I don't
Quickly,
think
when it's out quickly.
I don't think I should have it. Can you go and just put it on the roof, like far, far away, but like where you can get it later, maybe? It's a little token.
He looks at the shutters. The wooden shutters open up, and then he looks at that, and then it floats out of your hand and just goes, and just floats across, and you're like, "Yeah, I see it. It's probably 55, maybe 60 feet away. Nope, now it's out of my dark vision range, but he's still looking."
He's still going.
2 minutes later, he's like, "It is there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was
It is a roof made of clay tiles with a brick chimney."
okay.
By the way, so that took about, like, I don't know exactly how fast Mage Hand can go, but it took a while. So then he connects with you again, and he's like, "Is that all?
Yeah, I think so.
Tomorrow morning, will you bring me more black water in a cask?"
If you want it, we could go get some.
You notice he, like, looks out at the night sky, and he's like, and then he goes back to his rubble pile and sleeps.
Well, great that we had that conversation before you got rid of it. So,
But I mean,
Hopefully there's nothing in their weird little spell things about hearing you.
oh, I'm sure there is. I'm
we'll
sure
be
there is.
fine. It'll be fine. It's just a little token.
So, now that we can actually talk, what are we doing with that token?
Also, I'm glad that it was here when we specifically were talking about it and they got our full names from us discussing the message. That's nice.
We didn't read
Well, I mean, they got your full names, not
And he
us.
said,
I didn't read it out loud. I couldn't
Nice one, Magnus.
I mean, but anyways,
Oops.
oops.
Whoops.
My bad. But is it that bad if they see us? I mean, it's not that bad.
Well,
it's
because
not-
now let's
I
see
mean,
if
we're
they know.
looking for him, so if he comes to find us, I mean, we'll be like, hey, we found you, and
But
then
it might not
Or
be
he'll
this
kill
person
us.
that's coming to look for us. It might be some
Yeah.
other people. Or they might take all the information, if they can hear us, all the information they just learned, and take it to somebody else.
Well, I felt like I should hold on to it because it's
Sure.
it's important, and I should know where it is.
Yes, but not in hearing distance.
That's
or
probably
seeing
that was
distance.
probably a decent idea that I didn't think of. But it's fine. It's fine. Mistakes were made. Can't do anything about it. So I don't know.
So in the morning.
Now, I would say that probably after like the library and then the going to the inn, talking, and then you going to the street it's like 10:30 at night.
Okay.
Probably sleep. And then in the morning we'll go to the.
So the missive, by the way, is not like 6 a.m. It was like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like a brunch meeting. Like you feel like it's.
They're classy. They have brunch and they talk. So.
We still have time to go harass that old woman in the morning. So
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
then we can head over.
All right. I say we sleep, and then
Okay.
What else? We
So, who is staying in this room? So there are two bunks that are not broken,
Me, because I called top bunk, so.
and then the other room has. Well, you guys only got one room. Why was I thinking you had two rooms?
We do have two. This one had like 2 bunks, and the other one had 2 like large beds for the large ones.
Yes, that's right. Is anybody doing watches?
yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a good idea, especially because little token thing.
Okay. Who's on first watch?
I will.
Make a d20 roll.
8.
Your watch goes uneventfully.
All right. That's 11.
Your watch goes uneventfully. Who's on the last watch?
There's the
Or
only
soon, you
other-
know, you could wake him up. One.
You rolled a 1, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end this episode of D&D with High School Students Season 4. Thank you for watching, and of course, we appreciate your support. So please subscribe, like, click on the notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. Dun, dun, dun.